guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a little chit chat about how I go through different emotions of being a stay-at-home mom. I would like to clarify that I'm not complaining at all, but there's just a few things that bother me. I think that this is like the perfect place to vent. The other day I was talking to my mom and I was like, come on, let's go out. And sometimes I kind of have to force her to go out because she'll get home from work and all she wants to do is be there, sleep. Or if she comes here, she'll like take a nap on my couch. And I'm like, no, I want to go outside if you're gonna come here. So I told her, let's go out. And then she was like, I'm tired. You don't understand me because you don't go to work. That's not the first time I hear that. And I know she's not bringing it out from a bad place, but I hear that from people who don't think what they're saying to a stay-at-home mom. That really hurts because we do so much and sometimes I feel like it's not appreciated. I don't work, but I'm home. I wake up at 8 in the morning every single day. I feed my son. I have to change his diapers I don't know how many times a day. I have to entertain him the entire day. I play with him. I sing songs. I have him coloring. We have him painting. And the whole time, my boyfriend's working. He only sees him like an hour or two a night on his days off. Sometimes he's like so tired that he just wants to sleep for a few hours. And I feel like those few hours are taking away so much from the time that he can be with our son. But I 100% understand him because he works like crazy hours and he's really late. I also battle like being frustrated with him, and I know it's not his fault. It's just I have to work things out. But back to what people always say that, oh, stay-at-home moms don't work. It was your choice. That drives me insane. Yes, it was our choice, but we do work hard. We bust our butts taking care of our kids. They have tantrums. They go through developmental stages where they're a bit crazy for some moments of the day, or they're teething, or they're not feeling good. Those days, especially when he's teething or when he's sick, are the hardest for me because he was sick a couple months ago and he was up the entire night, and then during the day he was crying the entire day because he was fussy. Yeah, he would take his naps here and there, but it's not the same because you never have the time to relax. Whenever he naps, I'm either cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm always onto something. By the time I'm almost done, he's already waking up and I have to start the routine all over again. Yes, it was my choice to have my son, but that doesn't mean that I don't do anything at home. People just think that stay-at-home moms just sit there and do nothing, and that's far from the truth. I take my son to the park. I take him to his activities. He goes to a class twice a week. He does a lot. And I always try to keep him occupied because I understand, like, I feel cooped up in here. That's another thing. Stay-at-home moms have to deal with being at home by yourself. Sometimes it just feels so lonely. All of your friends are working, or when it's nighttime, your friends are partying, but you're home because you have to take care of your son. At least in my case, I have to be here at night too because my boyfriend comes home really late sometimes. Sometimes he's here at 2 in the morning. So I'm not even able to go out. My mom helps me, but I only go out if my mom stays with my son. Like out drinking or like being out with my friends really late, because I can't go out and take him outside until 12, 1 in the morning. So on those occasions, my mom will stay over and she stays with my son, and my boyfriend and I will go out. It feels really good to interact with my friends, to be outside, to have a glass of wine. I feel like I'm not even allowed to complain or even like express myself when I'm feeling this way because I feel completely judged. Like, she's lounging all day. What is she complaining about? But it's like insane to me when people think like that, because no, we don't just lounge all day. It does get tiring doing all of these things, especially when you do most of it by yourself. My boyfriend helps me when he's home on his days off. He does a lot, but it's still, I feel like it's never enough, which is a bit harsh, but that's just how I feel sometimes. And a lot of the times we do argue because of me because I'm frustrated that he's not here every day. A lot of times I find myself like holding back, like yelling at my boyfriend because he'll want to take a nap or he takes forever in the bathroom. I don't have the luxury to take like an hour bath and be there. He does that, or he has like the little time to like go out and do errands, and I can't because I'm home with my baby. And I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, why are you being so selfish? But it's not. It's just him living his normal life. And then me thinking, like, why isn't he helping me when he does help me? I always tell him, like, I'm holding back. Like, I don't even want to argue because I know it's stupid and it's really just me being frustrated with myself. I remember one time we got into this big fight because his friend has signed him up for a bowling league, and I was like, really? On your 1 day off, you want to go and bowl for like 2-3 hours while I'm here? Like, you can be with us, or you can be helping me, you can be with the baby. But his friend signed him up, so he had to do it, or he felt like he had to do it. And I would go. Like, it was only once a week, so I would go sometimes and we'd be there. But it was hectic because the baby was a little smaller and he would just start bawling because he wanted his dad to carry him, but he can't because he's bowling. There were a few times when I would be like, go ahead, you can go and I'll stay home. And then I would feel so mad and frustrated because I'm stuck inside the house when I could have been out there too. And it's not his fault. Again, it's just me. Like, I felt so cooped up and alone that I felt like he just didn't understand how I was feeling. But he does, because he speaks to me about it. Like, he's like, I know you're in here all day. Even though I go to the park, I'll go to the stores or whatever, but it's still not the same. I feel like I lost a sense of who I am. Like, everything about my life is my son. That's not a bad thing for me, but I also don't want to lose who I am. And when my son was like 5 months old, that's when I started feeling a little better. I said in another video that I felt like I had the baby blues because the first 2-3 months I was just so depressed. It was in the winter that I had my son, so I was stuck at home and I felt so mad at myself, so mad with my boyfriend. We couldn't even go out on his days off because it was like snowing every other week and it was like way too cold to take our son out. We would just go to the mall or like do little errands here and there, and I felt like that was just not enough. Like, I just wanted fresh air. But then once the summer started coming, I was able to go take our strolls to the park every single day. I was able to have a little more like fresh air. He started getting bigger, it was getting easier, and my attitude started to change with that. But still, like, the other day we were fighting because we went to the pool, I think, and I wanted to be there. We were only there for an hour, but my boyfriend had to go to work, so we had to come back home. But I still appreciate that he, instead of just taking that time in the morning to sleep, he decided to come with us to the pool. And I had to take that into consideration. Like, he's trying too. It's not just me. I also still go to the university. It becomes a little hard when when the semester starts. Last semester I only took one class thinking that I was done with my whole psychology major, but since I'm not doing early childhood anymore, I have to take, I think, 4 more classes. So last semester I had class on Mondays. I had to get my son. He would wake up at his normal time really early in the morning. I would feed him, we would play, he would go for his nap. While he was napping, I had to eat lunch, get everything ready for my mom to like have his dinner. She knows like his schedule, but I just like to have things ready for her so that she's not freaking out and calling me while I'm in class. So I would get everything ready. I would go around all over the house like a chicken with my head cut off. He would wake up, I would feed him, and then I had to take a train to drop him off with my mom because if I waited for her to come to my house, I would be late to class. And then I had to take the train back. I was volunteering at a Boys and Girls Club to get the credit. So I would hop back on the train and just go to the Boys and Girls Club. Then I would come out, take the train, walk home. And by the time I'm home, my son is already done with his dinner I had to shower him and put him to bed. So on those days, my boyfriend wouldn't even see him. It would just be me, like, scrambling, going crazy all day, trying to, like, have his schedule right so that he's not all cranky during the nighttime when my mom is here with him. So at nighttime, when my boyfriend come home, I would tell him, like, I'm so stressed, I had this went wrong. He wouldn't eat his lunch. He was teething, he was screaming all day. He wouldn't take his nap on Mondays, and I would feel like he would just sit there and be like not understand me. But it was just in my head because he would always talk me out of it. He would tell me, I know you're going through a lot. I know it's hard going to school and being here with the baby all day. All you have to do is like speak as long as you're not being rude. I feel like I've learned that the hard way because I was super rude to my boyfriend and we would get into huge fights. But now I'm a little better with it. Like I'll like hold myself a little. I'll think about it. Like, is this even worth it? Like, could we just do things differently to make each other's lives easier instead of just reacting with like my feelings at that moment. But yeah, these are a few things that I go through as a stay-at-home mom, and I'm pretty sure so many people go through. And I'll make these like a little series, and I'll speak more about struggles or like regular things that stay-at-home moms have to go through. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.